Sirens Curse is the new for 2025 Vekoma tilt coaster coming to Cedar Point. And no, I did not misspeak. Cedar Point is getting a massive tilt coaster next year. And let me just say, I don't think anyone saw this coming. I mean, Top Thrill 2 originally opened last year, and they spent $25 million on it. And it ended up closing for the rest of the year, and is going to act more like a new for 2025 coaster. And when the park announced that they would make a big announcement on September 19th, most people thought it would be a water park attraction. And everyone who thought that, including me, was very wrong. Sirens Curse will stand at a height of 160 feet tall, it will have a max speed of 58 miles per hour, and will have 2,996 feet of track. Unlike where most people thought the next coaster would go, Sirens Curse will be located in the plot of land right next to Valraven, which I'll get into the problem with that later, but anyway, this coaster will be really cool. First, you obviously have that tilt track element, which I'm sure will scare the GP. Then you have this really weird looking, but also cool looking, non-inverting kind of dive loop. And it kind of reminds me of the one on Hyperion, except if it didn't invert. It should give some great airtime in the front row and even the back row. Then you travel through an amazing looking Heartline roll. And then right into a twisted hill, which leads right into a really cool looking double down. After that, you have almost a mix between an S-hill and a non-inverting loop. And then right after that, you have another S-hill. And you completely fly through these two elements. I don't think it'll go quite that fast in real life, but if it's anything even near that fast, then these will give some crazy airtime in laterals. Then that leads right into a corkscrew. And after that, it looks like you fly into the brakes. The layout looks really cool, and it could definitely make it into the top 5 at the park. But if you look closely, you might notice something. This is almost an exact clone of Energylandia's canceled tilt coaster. Which honestly makes it all make sense, because how else could Cedar Point open a new roller coaster the next year and announce it in the fall of the year before? Steel Vengeance took 2 years, and so did Top Thrill 2. But here's where it gets really weird. Originally, a few months ago, we thought that Six Flags Mexico was getting Energylandia's canceled tilt coaster, and they even had Red Vekoma track on site. And I thought it was really weird that we went this long without an official announcement, especially when the other Six Flags roller coasters were both announced on one day. So it looks like this coaster was originally designed for Energylandia, then shipped to Six Flags Mexico after Energylandia canceled it, and then it was canceled for a second time by Six Flags Mexico, and because of the merger, Six Flags decided to ship it over to their flagship park, Cedar Point. My guess is because Top Thrill 2 was kind of a failed project, they wanted to add something else new to make up for it. But another weird thing is that Top Thrill 2 is also reopening in 2025, so Cedar Point will almost get 2 major new coasters next year, which is a big difference from parks like Michigan's Adventure that haven't gotten a ground-up roller coaster in the last 25 years. And I almost think that it should have gone to Six Flags Mexico, because they have a huge drop-off from their top 2. But I'm not complaining, because that just means I can ride it a lot sooner. Now let's talk about the name. Sirens Curse. You know, it sounds pretty cool. I don't really know exactly what it means, but like I said, it sounds pretty cool. So anyway, now let's get into the main problem, and that is the fact that Cedar Point already has Valraven, which I know that's a B&M dive coaster, so it's a little different, but the worst part is that, like I said earlier, these coasters will be right next to each other. I feel like it's just kind of unnecessary when Valraven is right next door. But there definitely are some big differences, like Valraven obviously doesn't have a tilt track. And unlike most dive coasters, this one isn't a one-trick pony. Yes, Valraven does have a few good elements after the drop, but the drop is the main reason that you ride a dive coaster. But Sirens Curse's drop will be probably one of the weakest elements on the entire roller coaster. It has so many crazy looking airtime hills and inversions that Valraven doesn't have, and it definitely looks a lot more intense. But these are just some of my thoughts on Sirens Curse. Comment down below your thoughts on Cedar Point's new for 2025 roller coaster, and if you enjoyed this video, then please like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video.